everybody, Skin Deep Beauty Vlogger here. I hope you're all really well. It is absolutely pouring with rain outside, so I thought I'd have a bit of a filming day. I hope that you can't hear the rain, and I hope that the lighting is okay. I'm filming at my parents' house again, and that means that I have got an assistant in this video who I'm not sure wants to be in the video. This is my cat, but I'm not allowed a cat at my flat, so she lives at home with my parents. And it's generally a little bit overweight and old and miserable that I'm lifting her up when she probably wants to sleep rather than hearing about today's video, which is going to be empties. Are you interested in empties? She would really like it if you haven't already subscribed. If you do so and give this video a thumbs up, wouldn't you? Actually, I'm not sure she cares, but there we go. Okay, good idea wearing a black top when I'm lifting up a cat that is sort of champagne colour, I guess. I'm going to have a tail sticking up throughout this video now. That's awkward. Don't work with children or animals. She's going to sleep there. I don't know if you can see. She's going to sleep there. You can probably just see a bit of a lump. Okay, this is like a really long introduction, so I'm just going to get on with talking about my empties. If you don't know, I always film my empties when I've used up 10 products. I feel that that gives me a fair amount to talk about, and because I've used them up, I have a good idea as to whether I liked them or not, and if I would repurchase them. If any of you film empties videos, let me know in the comments below. Do you find that empties are like the beauty blogger equivalent of buses? Like, sometimes it'll feel like I haven't used up a product in ages, and then all of a sudden I'll finish up loads of products. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to start off with the first product that I've grabbed. This is the Yankee candle in black coconut. I think I finished up one of these previously, and I quite like it because it's not a synthetic, obvious coconut scent. It's almost like a vanilla coconut. So it's quite sweet. I'm not sure that I would repurchase it a third time, but I've enjoyed this. I do find that they're not the cleanest burning because they're not natural wax, they're affordable. I always buy my Yankee candles in this sort of tumbler style, and I always repurpose the jars, be it to store lip gloss or something else. I'm a naughty beauty blogger and don't trim my wick, and for that reason I found that there's quite a bit of wax remaining, so a bit of wastage there, but I think that's user error. I liked this. I've got quite a few candles to use up, so I probably wouldn't repurchase this specific fragrance immediately. I might do in future, but it was very pleasant and I enjoyed it, and the sort of fragrance that you could use year round as well. Do you like the smell of it? Let's have a look. Okay, this is not cat approved. Next, I used up the Espa Bergamot, Jasmine and a hint of Cedarwood hand wash. I had the hand wash and lotion duo by my sink, and I think these types of products like the duos always make a really nice gift, and I think they're nice to have in a guest bathroom in particular. This scent wasn't particularly to my liking. It was quite a warm fragrance. It wasn't unpleasant, but it just wasn't to my personal taste. For that reason I probably wouldn't repurchase it. I always use up the wash before the lotion, so I'm just going to keep the lotion and use it as and when, but I've used this up. I probably wouldn't repurchase it based on the scent, but it was nice enough, and I think that these sorts of products make a nice gift. Talking of products that make a nice gift, I also used up the Soapsmith handmade soap in the scent Limehouse. I think these make a gorgeous gift, particularly for somebody that's not necessarily from London or the UK. They've got a map of London on them, and then each soap is named after a certain area of London. So this one was Limehouse, and as the name would suggest, it ties in very nicely with the scent and has a sort of zesty lemon lime fragrance. I like the packaging. It's sort of got a description of the benefits of the different ingredients. I quite liked this for something different, but I don't personally tend to opt for bar soaps that often, so for that reason I probably wouldn't repurchase it. But I thought the packaging was beautiful. I think it would make a really nice gift, but for me personally, I probably wouldn't repurchase it just because I'm not the biggest fan of bar soaps. But nice to try something different for a change. The reason that I don't tend to use bar soaps is because I tend instead to use body washes in the shower, and I used up the Soap & Glory Sugar Crush fresh and foamy body wash. I've previously tried the Sugar Crush Body Scrub, which I really like, particularly in the summer. It's quite a fine but still satisfyingly abrasive scrub, not quite as rich as the Breakfast Scrub by Soap & Glory. I really like this fragrance. It smells a bit like a summer cocktail. It's sort of a sweet lime fragrance, and I didn't find this to be too drying on the skin. I liked the functionality of the pump dispenser. This was only 250ml, and I felt like I went through it quite quickly. I have since repurchased the larger size, and I'm kind of ummed and ahed about doing that because I wanted to buy the larger size because I like the fragrance and I felt that I went through this quickly. But and I particularly like using this in the morning because it's that nice zesty fragrance. It's really awakening. However, I have heard other people say that they got really bored of the fragrance by the end of using that larger size, so whether that will be a mistake or not, I don't know. I didn't find it to be particularly conditioning in terms of being a sort of lotion. It has a sort of lotion-like creamy texture, but I didn't find it to be particularly conditioning, but I didn't feel like it was particularly drying on the skin either. So as I said, I did like it and I have already repurchased. I mean, is there anyone out there that doesn't like Soap & Glory? I don't know. Should I talk about hair next or skin? Hair. Actually no, I'm going to talk about makeup. I used this up. Well, I didn't necessarily use it up. I was having a clear out of my makeup drawer. Well, makeup drawers, let's be honest, I've got more than one makeup drawer. I was having a clear out of some of my makeup and I found this. I've got no idea what the season is. I think it says Procter & Gamble on the bottom, USA. I think that this is a CoverGirl concealer, and if it is, then it's super old. It certainly looks well used. I think that I really enjoyed this at the time, but I mean, look at it, even the doe foot applicator looks gross and broken up. It just needs to be trashed. This is super old. From what I remember, I liked it. It looks like I've used a fair amount of this. I think it was pretty much ready to go anyway. And I don't think it's that it's dried up because it still looks fairly wet, but I mean, this is so old, there's no way that I'm putting this on my face. If it was the CoverGirl one, I'm about 80% sure that this is a CoverGirl concealer, and I think I remember liking it at the time. It certainly looks like I used a lot of it. We don't have CoverGirl here. Maybe I would revisit it in the future, but in the meantime, I've got plenty of concealers that I do like, and I guess I've moved on from it, but maybe that's just because it's not available here, so I haven't sort of revisited it. It's too old to really give you an honest opinion, but it does look... I do remember that I used to use this pretty much on a daily basis, well, whenever I needed to. It's just been so long that I don't know. I don't even know if they still make it, so I don't know if I'd repurchase it. This needs to go in the bin. That's actually my only makeup item, so I'm going to talk about hair care. Now, I only ever really talk about full-size products. I don't like to talk about sample sizes in these because I think the whole point of empties is that you've used a product for long enough that you can develop a true opinion, and I'm not sure that you can always do that with samples. Maybe you can, in which case, great, include them. This is the Philip Kingsley No Scent No Colour shampoo and conditioner, and it came in a little kit with the elasticizer, which I'm still using. That's the hair mask. Each of these is 75ml, which I was actually surprised at. I thought that they were probably about 100ml. They lasted me a good... That was a loud purr. They lasted me... Maybe she likes these. They lasted me a good amount of time while I was travelling. I say that you could get away with taking these on a 2-week trip. And I always worry when I'm packing products, particularly hair care, because I'm fussy about shampoos. I have a very sensitive scalp when I'm going travelling, so I worry that I'm going to run out, but these were a good size, and I have gone on to repurchase the full size. With the conditioner, that's a repurchase, but I hadn't tried the shampoo before, apart from in my hair salon, because these are the products that they use there. I like this because, as the name suggests, they're no scent, no colour. They're, you know, some people might find that really boring. They're, you know, if you like having a sort of luxurious fragrance whilst you're using your products, then you're probably not going to like these. But it does mean that they're very gentle. They're actually developed when Philip Kingsley's wife developed cancer, and she was undergoing chemotherapy. She needed something that was going to be nice and sensitive on her scalp, and these really are. I've got a very sensitive scalp, and these haven't caused me any problems, but they work very effectively to cleanse and condition my hair. Really like them. The conditioner is nice and lightweight, doesn't feel like it's leaving a lot of residue, and it's easy to rinse out. Shampoo gives a nice generous lather. that was a weird order to talk about them in, but I really liked them. And unusually I felt like I went through them at about the same rate as well, which normally I tend to use up conditioner first, but yeah, I liked them and I have repurchased the full sizes. Another conditioner that I used up was the Aveda Smooth Infusion Conditioner. This basically does what it promises. It leaves your hair smooth and sleek, and I have got frizz-prone hair. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's dry, but it's normal, and it's just frizz-prone. It's just my hair type. I also have very fine hair, and this doesn't weigh it down despite that smoothing formula. It of course has that gorgeous Aveda botanical fragrance as well, which is a bonus. I've already repurchased this because I absolutely love this. This was one of my favourite product discoveries of 2014. A little goes a long way as well, so this, although it's expensive, it lasted me quite a while. I tend not to use this on a daily basis when I wash my hair, and I do pretty much wash my hair on a daily basis. I like this, but it's expensive, so I tend to use this more if I'm going out and I'm going to be styling my hair. It makes it a lot easier to style, whereas these, okay, they're still expensive, but I would use these more on a daily basis because they're more gentle. I don't know. It also stops me getting bored of products, so I've got a stupid range of shampoo and conditioner in my shower depending on what I feel like using that specific day and what I feel that my hair needs. But all three of those I liked, which is good for me, which is good going for me because I tend to be fussy when it comes to hair care. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about skincare. I used up a packet of the Dermalogica Pre-Cleanse wipes. This is the second packet of these that I've gone through, and I really like them for wipes. They actually won my 2014 Skin Deep Beauty Awards prize for best cleansing wipes. I like these because they give a more thorough cleanse than a normal wipe because they're oil based. That does kind of mean that you lose the convenience of traditional wipes because you need to rinse the oil off. I don't necessarily think these are the best value for money. I think they're quite expensive for the amount that you get in here. However, they're super convenient. I found them to be ideal when I was travelling on my sailing trip because I just couldn't do a full balm cleanse every night. So these worked effectively. I still felt like I was doing something for my skin a little bit more than if I was using just a normal cleansing wipe. Obviously, I don't recommend wipes on a daily basis in normal circumstances, but if you must use them, if you're in a pinch, such as I was on this trip, then I really liked these. And I won't necessarily rush out and repurchase them because, as I said, I think they're expensive for what they are. But if I was going on another trip like that, then I probably would make sure that I had them with me. And because they're oil-based as well, they're also very effective at sort of stubborn lipstick or eye makeup, so really good at removing both of those. Oh, and there's a full review of these on my blog, which I'll link below, along with any other product reviews that I've done on there. I used up a La Roche Posay Effaclar Duo. Love this. If you have acne prone skin, then you shouldn't be without this. It's a fantastic product. I use this at night, just apply it all over my cleansed skin, and it really does help to sort of clean out those pores. It's got a salicylic acid base, so it cleans your pores sort of deep down, stops them getting clogged, and therefore prevents breakouts. It also seems to help clear up breakouts and any hyperpigmentation you may have as a result of sort of spot healing. Really, really like this. Whilst this isn't the cheapest drugstore product, it is definitely really good value. I think that I would be prepared to pay more than double for this because the quality is so good and it really does deliver results. It just does what you want it to do, and that is to keep your skin looking clear. This is a can't live without product. It's one of my all-time favourite skincare items. Highly, highly recommend to anybody with acne prone skin. And last but by no means least is the Deep Cleansing Mask by Amoravizza. This is a super pricey product and some people may have a real problem paying this amount for a mask. I completely understand that. I think it's about £65 for 50ml. It's a traditional clay-based mask, but one that I can't be without. I have repurchased it because I love this. It's got a quite strong sort of earthy botanical fragrance that might not necessarily be to everybody's taste. This just works really well. It feels cooling and soothing when you first apply it onto your skin. It's a really good rescue treatment for me. It helps to even out skin tone, tones down any redness and any blemishes you do have. It's a clay-based mask, so it really helps with impurities. I love this. I've done a full review on my blog. Despite the fact that it works so effectively to deep cleanse, it doesn't feel harsh, and I also like that it doesn't have any little bits in it, so no physical exfoliants, so it's not going to take off the surface of any blemishes that you do have, which can spread infection, which can cause infection to spread and cause scarring, so you don't want to be using anything with a harsh exfoliant in it when you've got an active breakout. This doesn't have that, but it just treats your skin so nicely. It's super expensive, but to me it's a real indulgent treat that I just love to have within my skincare kit at home, and that's the reason why I couldn't bear not to repurchase it. I did so grudgingly because it is sort of eye-wateringly expensive, but you know, I got quite a few uses out of this tub and I got quite a few uses out of this jar, so if that does help to ease the pain a little bit, I still don't think that that justifies the price, but it's just such a good mask that I couldn't not repurchase it despite the price. I've done a full review on my blog, which is going to be a little bit more articulate. I'm panicking a little bit because I can see my battery light flashing at me, so I'm going to round this video up here. Probably shouldn't have been talking about the cat quite so much, but oh well, something a bit different for you. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Do give it a thumbs up if you have, and if you like empties videos. I really like filming them. I think it's interesting to me to see which products I've used up, and they're some of my favourite on YouTube to watch as well. Do subscribe if you haven't already, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! What do you think, this concealer's old? Oh, that's really old. You don't want to use that, do you? Do you like a Vader? Yeah, not bad.